Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Grace, or Crafting with Grace. So today I'm doing the long-awaited baking Q&A. I was so excited to do this. This was like a special video for when I hit 100 subscribers, and so I'm so excited to finally be doing it. Thank you, all 107 of you. I really appreciate all of you guys. So I have some questions from Olivia Brown, Buckles, Cali Creates, Drawing Cute 101, and Gemma Angel Art. So I'll be starting off with Olivia Brown. Her first question was, what did you most enjoy baking? And I would definitely have to say my cookies and cream mega cake. I made a video on it. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Just self-promotion here. But yeah, it was a chocolate and vanilla layered cake with special crusts and buttercreams and frostings and like a drip on the outside. It was so much fun to make, and it is like so delicious. It's like the best tasting thing I've ever made, not gonna lie. It was delicious. I actually made it twice. I made it once in the video, which was like the full 4 layers, and it's even taller because there's Oreos in between, and there's like a crust at the bottom of the chocolate cake. And then I made it 2 other times. One was just 2 layers, and then the other was just 2 layers. So it was like 2 mini cakes, pretty much. So that was definitely the thing that I most enjoyed baking. Next, we have cookies or cake. That's kind of difficult. Because cake was the first thing that I actually started to make. The first thing I ever made was cake, and then it was like cake. And then I discovered, hey, I can make cookies too, and they're actually not really that hard. They take a lot less time in the oven, and I think a lot less time making. You do have to chill the dough usually, but honestly, more time for cleanup, I guess. So I would definitely say I would definitely say cookies. They're just easier to make, in my opinion. They take less time. I would say less dishes, maybe, because that always plays a part in baking. Yeah, and I just think sometimes cookies are just better than cake. Sometimes it's the other way around, but I think I would pick cookies over cake. Next, I got this question like 3 times, so I'm gonna answer once. And it was, what is your favorite thing to bake? I got this from Olivia Brown, Cali Creates, and Drawing Cute 101. So what is my favorite thing to bake? That's kind of hard. Again, I think I would say cookies. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need a stand mixer to do them. I feel like they're less messy. And out of the cookie genre, my favorite cookie to make was those brown sugar or maple brown sugar cookies from Sweet Treats with the maple glaze. Ugh, those are to die for. I love them so much. I've made them twice. The second time didn't turn out so great. The first time they were so delicious and gooey and chewy on the inside. And they look really pretty too. Like they have little hills and valleys instead of just a flat cookie. I like that. So yeah, that would be my favorite thing to bake. Have I ever baked banana bread? Yes, I have. I think multiple times actually. It's really easy, I think. You can pretty much just throw all of the dry and wet ingredients into a mixer and just mix it up, and it'll turn into banana bread batter. You don't have to like separate ingredients like you usually would. You can pretty much just mix it all together and it turns out great, which is kind of like what I like about it. I also really love banana bread, so yes, I have made it before. So thank you, Olivia Brown, for your questions. Next, we have Buckles. Their question was, what food or cake decorations are you most proud of? And I don't really make a lot of decorations, to be honest. Yeah, I made this Halloween cake. I'll share 2 stories. I made this Halloween cake one time that had ganache on the outside, and then I got these little sugar, they were like ghosts and candy corn, and I put those on the ring of the cake, and then, or like the outside, and then I used a whole like container, mini container of Halloween sprinkles and covered the entire top of the cake, and it looked so awesome. It was banana cake with chocolate ganache, and banana cake is my favorite. I do not like bananas, but I absolutely love banana cake and banana bread. So dense and like moist and chewy. So those were like amateur decorations, but I am definitely really proud of that cake. It turned out so great. And I'm also proud of my cookies and cream cake. I think that turned out really great. And also the first cake I ever made by myself, it was about a year ago. It was chocolate and vanilla alternating layers, 4 layers, with a secret chamber of M&Ms. So you cut out circles in the 2 middle cake layers. You keep the top 2 whole so they don't spill out. And then when you cut into the cake, all of the M&Ms spill out. And it's kind of magical, to be honest. I really like that. I don't know if it's a decoration, but we'll count it. So those 3 cakes I'm definitely really proud of. So thank you, Buckles, for your question. Next we have Cali Creates. I think I pinned her in the questions and updates video because she had by far the most questions. She has 9 questions. Thank you so much for all of those questions, and I would like to give you a shout out. Definitely go check out Cali Creates' channel. She's definitely so underrated. So yeah, definitely go check her out. So her first question to me is, where did you learn to bake? I would say it was 3 people. My mom, my grandma, and Yolanda Gamp. My mom and my grandma would always help me. They would have me help them with something, baking or cooking related. So that was always fun. And they always made the most delicious things. And then about a year ago, when quarantine and COVID first got bad and we had to close schools and all that, I got so bored, as most of you probably were. And so I was like, I need something to do. So I started watching YouTube, and I've only had YouTube for like a year now because I never really wanted to watch videos, and now I'm like obsessed. But I found Yolanda Gamp. I was watching 5-minute crafts, and I accidentally clicked on Yolanda's video, and they were all of these amazing cakes, and they were so fun to watch them put together. And so I was like, I need to try this out. So I kept watching her videos, trying to figure out the best possible way to include all of these cool skills. And I made that vanilla chocolate M&M secret chamber cake. And so, yeah, I was never really a fan of cake until I tried Yolanda's recipes. So good. I'm not even joking. They are the best. I am not a fan of store-bought cake. I think it's gross. But hers, oh my gosh, it's like so good. So I would say that I learned to bake from her and my mom and grandma. Again, favorite thing to bake, I would say again, the maple brown sugar cookies. Hardest thing I've ever baked. This wasn't something I baked. It was something that it was like a frosting thing. Italian meringue buttercream. It is the hardest recipe that I've ever tried. It took me 3 times to get it right. The first time I got egg yolks in my egg whites. So you can imagine how that went. It did not work at all. The second time, I think my butter was too cold. Yeah, I think it was too cold, and so it turned out really chunky and kind of soupy. So some other things must have gone wrong with that too. I still used it anyways, but no one really liked it. I don't really think anyone really liked it. I thought it was okay. But then the third time I used meringue powder. Definitely go get that if you're going to make Italian meringue buttercream. First of all, you're not wasting 8 egg yolks, because that's how much it takes, 8 egg whites. And you have to separate them all. So you're not wasting that. It's literally just like a teaspoon of that and like 2 tablespoons of water. So you have to do that a couple of times. You mix it up. Within the first 30 seconds, it's already foamy and like stiff peaks. It's amazing. So that, I think I've made it 3 times since then. So using that was a definite lifesaver, but it's a pretty difficult recipe because you have to warm up sugar and water on the stove, and it has to be like an exact temperature. Then you have to slowly pour it in, add butter, and you have to wait for the bowl to cool down, all this stuff. It also gets a little messy. I've gotten some Italian meringue buttercream on the walls before because the mixer was going out of control. And with the mixer I have, I keep rambling with this question, but with the mixer I have, it's like a regular KitchenAid one. It was like about to overflow out of the bowl, so you can imagine how that went. But yes, hardest thing I've made is Italian meringue buttercream. Recommendations for beginners. I would say don't be intimidated. Don't expect to make the perfect cake on your first try. That's what I did because I'm a perfectionist. And I think it still turned out pretty good, but don't expect that. It's not going to be perfect. Nothing I've made is perfect. So yeah, don't be intimidated by other people's creations and think that you have to live up to them. And also, start out slow. You don't have to start with the biggest things. You can work up to something big. You can start with maybe cupcakes and cookies. Not that hard. And learning how to mix the dry and the wet and alternate and not overmix the egg. And getting the timing in the oven right. And then work up to something bigger. So yeah. My favorite thing about baking, I have a few things. I love how you can turn a couple of things that are so different, sugars, eggs, milk, flour, baking powder, and turn them into something delicious. I love that. I also love how it's kind of relaxing to me. My back always ends up hurting because I've been standing in the kitchen so long, but just pop in some earbuds and get baking, and it's just kind of soothing to me, I guess. And I love decorating my creations too. Most complicated recipe, again, I would say Italian meringue buttercream. What? Cannot talk today. One recipe I am dying to try. I really don't have any at the moment. There's a channel here on YouTube called Sweet Treats. I kind of rant about them a lot. I have a video trying out their maple brown sugar cookies, which best recipe ever, and their pumpkin spice latte. And I really want to try out some more of their recipes. They just turn out so great in her videos, and I think that she makes them, I asked her one time, she makes them all, like, she doesn't borrow the recipe like I do. She actually like makes the recipe, which I think is so cool. So yeah, I would definitely want to try out some of her recipes, some more of hers in the future. One treat I think is overrated. I thought about this some when I was writing these down. I just don't know. I don't really think any recipe is overrated. I think all of the ones I've tried are really delicious. So yeah. And one treat I think is underrated, those maple brown sugar cookies. I cannot stop talking about those, but they are so good. And just with the glaze on top, they're a little sticky. When you take that bite, it's like heaven. Oh, definitely underrated. So thank you, Cali Creates, for all of your questions. I really enjoyed answering them. And shout out to you. Definitely go check out Cali Creates. So yeah, we have 2 questions left. One from Drawing Cute 101. What is my favorite thing to bake? So yeah, again, I would say those maple brown sugar cookies. If I had to pick something else, it would be that cheesecake that I made. That Valentine's cheesecake. it was so easy to make, and I don't know about you, but I love cheesecake, and so it was just so delicious and so easy to make. So that'd be my second favorite thing. And then from Gemma Angel Art, how long did it take you to learn how to bake? As I said, I started baking like seriously, like not just, oh mom, can I help you with this? About a year ago when quarantine started because I was so bored. And so I've definitely grown a lot. One thing back to Cali Creates, her question, one recipe I'm dying to try. Along with sweet treats recipes, I definitely want to try out fondant, and this kind of goes like how long did it take you to learn how to bake? I'm not really done learning yet. Someone like Yolanda, who's been baking for like 20 years, and she's like, her cakes turn out like perfect. I still haven't experimented with a lot of different things like piping gel or fondant. Cake dummies I have not used. I've never carved a cake. Yeah, so I don't really know if it's like how long did it take you. I've been baking for a year now. And I've definitely grown a lot. I used to have to read every part of every recipe, the instructions, and look over it multiple times. And now I'm better at memorizing shortened recipes. I have the edible cookie dough recipe memorized. Yeah, I just think it's over time. So yeah, again, I've been baking for about a year and I still haven't done a lot of things, but really it's just how much you bake and how much you practice, because the more you practice, the better you get. So thank you, Gemma Angel Art, for your question. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. I really appreciate it. I was so excited to do this baking Q&A, and I wasn't sure if anyone would like comment on my video that I made about it, but apparently you wanted to see this too. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. One thing, I've seen a couple of comments saying you guys want me to do more painting videos, and I will be doing some more. I've been into slime and baking and piano a lot. You guys really seem to enjoy those videos. So I'm gonna like ruin all of my videos, but I have another slime review coming up. I have a couple more piano songs coming up. I will just keep on learning them. And the channel I use is Bite Sized Piano. If you play the piano and you want to learn how to play songs like that, check them out. They have different playlists with different artists and songs, and I can learn the song in about a day. I practice a lot because I actually like the songs, but if you want to learn those songs, check out Bite Sized Piano. Anyways, I will be doing some more painting videos, some possible thrift store makeovers, DIY videos for Easter and spring. Yeah, and I will continue to do baking and piano. Yeah. Leave me a comment down below if you'd like to see any other new series or continued series, and I will definitely look into that. But thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. I think I have 107 now, so thank you, the extra 7 people. And I really just hope I continue to grow. So yeah, thank you to Olivia Brown, Buckles, Cali Creates, Drawing Cute 101, and Gemma Angel Art for all of your comments. You guys have been so supportive in my videos, and I really just want to say thank you because I really appreciate it. It makes my day when I see one of your comments. So yeah, and I will see you soon. Bye!